too.
Okay. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot and I've missed. I've failed over and over in my life, and that's why I succeed. That's a quote from NBA standout Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan has been one of the biggest sports icons since the 1980s. I'm giving this speech based upon the knowledge that I've acquired throughout my life and some online research that I did. Michael Jordan has lived an interesting life as both a professional athlete and businessman. 3 parts that I'm going to cover in my speech are Michael Jordan's early life and his childhood, his life as a collegiate and pro athlete, and his life as a businessman today. So let's get started by visiting Michael Jordan's childhood. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, also known as MJ, was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York. He moved to Wilmington, North Carolina a few short years later, where he was the 4th of 5 children from James and Dolores Jordan. Michael Jordan grew up with 2 older brothers that he played basketball with all the time at local parks and was very competitive with his older brothers, and they never let him win. He was a lot smaller than them at the time, and that's where he says he got a lot of his competitive nature from, whereas playing with his older brothers. In high school, he went to Laney High School in Wilmington, North Carolina. He didn't make the high school basketball team his freshman or sophomore year. He made JV his sophomore year, and that really disappointed him. He attributes that fact that he didn't make the high school team his sophomore year to his extreme hard work and motivation as an athlete. In an interview he did with Newsweek.com on October 17, 2015, he said this: "Whenever I was working out and got tired and figured I ought to stop, I'd close my eyes and see the depth chart in the locker room without my name on it. That usually got me going again." His junior year, he grew 4 inches and earned a spot on varsity, where he was automatically a standout player. He averaged more than 20 points a game and led the team to a winning season. His senior year, he averaged a triple-double, which means he had at least 10 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds a game, which is pretty hard to do at any level of basketball. And he was named a McDonald's All-American, which is one of the highest prestigious honors you can gain as a high school basketball player. With his continued work ethic, it seemed to be that Michael Jordan would be destined for greatness in his near future. Michael Jordan was granted a full-ride scholarship to play basketball at North Carolina under the Hall of Fame coach Dean Smith. Jordan led the Tar Heels to a national title against Georgetown in 1982, where he hit the game-winning shot, pictured here. The next 2 seasons, he earned Player of the Year awards, which is the most prestigious honor a college athlete, basketball player, can get. And in the summer of 1984, he played on the Olympic basketball team and won gold medal with the Olympic team. Now that we have discussed Michael Jordan's collegiate career and early life, we will get into his full and busy career as a professional athlete. Michael Jordan played in the NBA for 15 total years, 13 with the Chicago Bulls and 2 years with the Washington Wizards. In his time with the Bulls, he acquired many accomplishments and awards. In an article from basketballreference.com, updated this last year, listed these honors. He was a 6-time NBA champion from 1991 to 1993. in 1996 to 1998. He was a 5-time NBA MVP from 1988 to 1991, 92, 96, and 98. A 10-time All-NBA First Team member, 14-time All-NBA All-Star with 3 All-Star MVPs in 86, 96, and 98. An Olympic gold medalist in 1984 and 1992, and many more. Michael Jordan retired from basketball 2 separate times in his career. Well, I guess it would be 3 separate times in his career. The first time was in 1993 after the death of his father. Many people thought the death was a murder. Some said it was just a car crash, but they never really fully figured out how he died. Here's a picture of Michael Jordan after winning the championship the year after his father died, after his return to the NBA. Michael Jordan played baseball for a year when he was retired. He played for the Chicago White Sox. He always said that baseball was his first true love. And the baseball didn't really work out for Michael Jordan. He was sent to their Double-A team. He didn't play much, so he decided to go back to basketball because he missed basketball. In 1996, he returned to the NBA and won 3 championships, 96, 97, and 98, and continued his many accomplishments. In 1998, he retired after his contract was up with the Bulls, so he would either have been traded or they would have to give him a new contract, so he decided to retire. After a couple years of not playing basketball again, he missed basketball, and then the 9/11 attacks happened in 2001, and he saw that the world was sad about the attacks, so he decided to go after basketball again and return to the NBA, where he was picked up by the Washington Wizards, another NBA team, for 2 years on a 2-year contract. And in the contract, all the money that he got from his salary, he donated to the victims and the families of the September 11 attacks. And then in 2003, Michael Jordan retired for the last time. So what's life like now for NBA standout Michael Jordan? Today, Michael Jordan is a successful businessman. He owns his own apparel company that sells shoes and other types of clothing. Last year, according to Forbes.com, he did $3 billion in sales alone with his apparel company. He's the chairman and majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets, which is another NBA team. He's been the owner since 2010. And he also has a hand in many other businesses, and he's sponsored by other businesses, and he advocates for other businesses like Hanes and Gatorade. Whatever it is, the task that is presented to him, it seems that Michael Jordan is able to succeed at it. Today I've told you about Michael Jordan's life as both a professional athlete and a businessman. I've told you about his childhood, his collegiate and professional career, and his life as a businessman today. I hope I was able to inform you on a few things about the life of the great Michael Jordan.